Hello, Taurus. Welcome. It's time for love in the full moon. So this is a general love reading for all of you Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs out there in some kind of a relationship. Take what works, leave what doesn't. Messages are for the greatest and highest good. So let's see what's going on. What's your overall energy? Overall energy for Taurus. Oh, we get 2 cards. So out comes the Page of Pentacles with the Devil. You might be dealing with another earth sign. So whoever it is you're dealing with, this person here, I feel like this is a relationship that, you know, it was a good idea at the time. You know what I mean? Like at the time, that was fine. It was really great. You know, we had fun. Everything was really hunky-dory. Life was good. Sex was good. Partying was good. All of that was really, really good. But then it all came crashing down. Because, of course, there was no substance. Because it was just this idea of, you know, yeah, we could really, like, just have, like, a really great time together. You know, but that didn't work out. And you know why it didn't work out? Because chances are you might have been thinking, oh, we'll have a really good time just hanging out together, while the other person had deeper feelings. Quite possibly deeper feelings. So now it's like, I think you have, you're at a place where, you know, you were pretty upset when it happened, but I think you're getting over it. You know, you're getting over it because, of course, it never really grew. Never really grew. So in your present situation, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Death card. That's an interesting combination, wouldn't you say? All right, so the Wheel of Fortune with this Four of Swords. Okay, so I think this whole thing exploded. It just kind of exhausted you. It's over now. And I think this time you know that it's really over. Everything in your body, everything in your bones, you're like, you're done. You are so over all of this. And it's something on some level you really wanted it to happen. It's almost like you were wishing this to be over. So this relationship might have gone on for quite a while. And like I said, it never grew. It never grew because I feel like somebody was never emotionally admitting that they wanted to commit. A King of Cups reversed, this is somebody who emotionally, you know, they're not attached to anything. If anything, they're more manipulative than anything else. The King of Cups is also very flirtatious. They like to party. They like to drink. And again, we have this Devil here. You know, so somebody, whether this was you or them, was not emotionally available, was only in it for the good times, was only in it, you know, for the Devil, the darker side. Messing around, playing around, never getting serious. You never had any intention of getting serious. All right, so what sits above you is the Queen of Wands reversed, Six of Wands reversed, and the Knight of Wands reversed. Yeah. I think there was some avoidance between you and this person. You know, because there was somebody who never really grew up. I mean, again, you know, never wasn't able to commit or anything like that. You know, so the Knight of Wands, this energy, when it's reversed, is really interesting because this is somebody who, you know, they kind of puff out their chest and, you know, they have a lot to say and, oh my, you know, and like they're huffing and puffing and they're saying nothing. Like, they say nothing. Meanwhile, you have the Queen of Wands over here who's just pissed, just really pissed at this whole situation. It's like, you know, it's like you can take this and shove it, basically. So it's an interesting energy because this Queen of Wands isn't buying it. It's not buying it. You know, you can, you know, talk your way in circles all the way around, trying to figure out, you know, how to recover from your actions and how you were, you know, because you were just never in it. You were never in it. But like I say, I think the other person had more feelings. You know, so there was this real imbalance between both of you. And I think it was imbalanced from everything, from finances, from communication, from intimacy. Like, there was just like, only when you wanted it. Everything was on your terms or their terms. Anyway. But it's nice because you're going to end up the month kind of getting yourself in control. You're still going to wear your armor. You're not going to put your guard down. You know, because there's still this, I get this sense of, you know, like there's like you're trying to blame everything on this other person. All right, so, and I hope you're following me because I'm confused. All right, so these two cards, you know, you were really angry and you're not really doing anything about it. I feel like you're stewing. Like, you know, it's like you don't like how this all went down, how this tower went down, you know, because it kind of shut you down, and you're stewing because, you know, it made you look like you were the bad cop, you know, bad person, call it whatever you want, you know. And the thing is, you know, you're being called out and you're talking in circles like, you know, I'm you know, blah, blah, blah. It's ridiculous. Queen of Cups isn't buying it. Queen of Wands isn't buying it. You know, so now you're angry. So I feel like you're trying to turn it around and put it on them. You know, so whatever they said to them, you're going to like turn it around, you know, make them the bad person. You know, because it just wasn't fair. But out comes the Justice card. So it wouldn't surprise me if the two of you ended, you know, like ended this whole affair, relationship, whatever you want to call it. I wonder if you work together at some point. But there's a lot of conflict. So I think you need to open up about how you work with each other. You know, because there's a real conflict, and I think the conflict is, you know, the message that one person carried all the weight in the relationship and the other person did not. You know, so now there's this anger, you know, because somebody gets called out on it. And it's like, well, you know, you were never there for me and you were always out partying and drinking and, you know, doing whatever you wanted to do. Well, you know, and then you always had like a reason, you know, why you were out doing what you were doing. And your person just wasn't buying it. No, they're not buying it. They're not buying anything you're saying. You do get the Ten of Cups that comes out. But there's no movement, you know, it's like until, I mean, you're festering. It's like you're festering. What's going to come out is this attack of like, well, you did this and you did that. Two Wands. You got to make a decision. How are you going to move forward? You know, this Queen here, this could be you. It's like you know that this relationship is not working. And you know it's pretty much over, but you're not willing to let it go just yet. Because in your mind, you're just still in this whole thing about like, I've got, you know, well, they did this and it's because of this that this happened, you know, and somehow, you know, there's a blame game going on. And so communication's happening. I mean, things are happening fast. You might not have any motion going towards you and this other person, but I think you are going to reach out, talk to them. See if you can work it out. Because I think you know that, you know, you might have lost a really good thing here, Taurus. So, I mean, I think there's one of these things where, you know, at one time you were feeling it, but now you don't. And it's like you're almost happier on your own. Well, if you're happier on your own, then, and there's no other option left, and you don't love them anymore, then you should just move on, right? Rather than stew about this blame game, You know, that way everybody can move on. Because if we turn these cups or this around, it's like you move on from this relationship. You know, if it's all it does make you angry. I mean, it's just like there's this blame game going on. And, you know, it's because somebody's not available emotionally. It's really toxic energy. Real toxic energy. Jeez, I sure hope that made sense to somebody because I just don't know. I'm going to go ahead and post this and see what kind of response I get, and then I'll look at it. I just want to get through some other readings first, and but I also want to get things uploaded. So there was a message there for someone. I hope somebody heard it, but don't play the blame game. Yeah, this is about healing and moving on with life, you know. If things are not working, you've got to move on. You've got to fix it. You've got to make decisions to, you know, smooth out calmer waters, you know, so everybody feels better. Yeah, you got to make a decision. You're going to have to make a decision. You know, because if this is really over, it's over, right? And, you know, your intuition's kind of talking to you, knocking on your door. It's like you've been resting. I wonder if you've been getting some dreams. You know, I've been trying to just kind of sit back, trying to figure out what to do. I think things will turn in the end. You know, you just need to trust that in the end, everything's going to turn out okay. You got to ride this wave, all right, Taurus? You got to ride this wave. And you can't be playing the blame game. If it's time to move on, it's time to move on. You know, get out of your head. Can't play the blame game. And you know, and you play this blame game. I mean, you felt like you were left out in the cold and you got the bad end of the deal, right? You know, and now you're like, now you got to figure out how you're going to deal with it. And a part of you wants to go back and talk to him about the whole situation. And I think sometimes, you know, it could be one of these things where, you know, you guys, the way it ended, it didn't bring closure. And this might all be this whole process of closure. Because what we're in right now, I want to say it's a Venus retrograde. With the Venus retrograde, what ends up happening with that is people from our past show up. So this could be your ex, you know, this is definitely somebody who you have history with. But it wasn't, you had history with them, but it wasn't a good history. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't, like, it was toxic. I mean, you came out here you started out with the devil, and it wasn't really fair. I mean, one person got one thing and the other person got another. You know, and I think somebody cut it out. They made a decision, and I think somebody walked. But you were okay that they walked. That's the whole thing. It's like you were just fine. So you were never committed to begin with. And that's what I think hurt the other person. Like, wow, really? Yeah, because you weren't feeling it for them. You know, but now you got to heal, okay? Because there was a lot of hurt in this whole thing. So now it's time to put things back together and get things back in order. I think don't be surprised if there's someone else comes up quickly. Once you resolve this situation. You know, nobody wants to start another relationship knowing that whoever they're involved with still has loose ends with their ex. Just saying. I think they would want to know that it's over. Yeah, and here comes this new beginning. Brand new start for you. You know, so here's another thing. Okay, just a side note. Because I keep feeling this for you, Taurus. There may be an idea that you get. Like, you might have a dream or something, and it may seem really ridiculous, but I think it could be a really good idea, you know? So if something comes through, this full moon is really powerful. And it's very psychic. It's very intuitive. You know, but if there's something that comes through, an idea or something that you have, stay open to it, because I think it could really bring you a lot of happiness. You know, don't be pessimistic just because it might be bizarre. It might be something that would put you outside of your comfort zone, you know, but don't miss this one. This could be like an amazing opportunity, something that you may not think you would really, really enjoy doing. I just keep feeling like there's something going to come through. Because if you're hard up for money and you're wondering, how am I going to make any money? Something like that could come through for you. Yeah. The other thing is this whole relationship with this person, you know, because you didn't have the passion for them, doesn't mean that, you know, there still wasn't some kind of love. And I think you need to remember that there's different types of love. You can be in love with someone and they're your person, you know, from all angles, from the bedroom, you know, to life in general, all of life. And then there's other people that you love, you know, because they're just really good people in your life. And I think you have something with that person, you know. So I think everything that they had to say to you, they said it because they wanted you to really hear it, you know, because it would help you. I don't think anything about that tower moment between you and them was meant to be, you know, the beginning of a blame game. So don't play that blame game, all right? You know, so, you know, I think you'll feel good when all of this is over, because I think you have to deal with this tower moment and talk about it, you know, instead, because you're churning. You know, we saw that. There's some anger still brewing. And until you get that out, you know, you're not going to feel good about moving on. All right, anything else for our Taurus? Yeah, moving on. You know, but you're going to move on in a good way. You know, and things are going to get really bright for you. There's hope. I mean, you walk away from a situation and it brings you to a new level, one that will be more suited for you on a higher level, all right? So, May will be okay. By the end of May, we'll be all right. But this is what you have to deal with right now, is the tower, your relationship with this person, and the reality of how toxic it was. And start looking at why you two hung in there so long. No blame game. All right, Taurus? All right, that's what I've got for you. Until the next reading, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. Bye.